All right, Shalom. We start off first by giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. That's the names of the Heavenly Father and His Son, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, which is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the Most High God, the Creator. Yeah. Anyway, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and greedy salutations and blessings unto the house of David the elect, those that believe and will be chosen for salvation. Shalom. This is I'm sure brothers have always gone through this. If you haven't heard, if you're not in the truth, if you're in the truth, you've heard about this. If you're not in the truth, you still should have heard about it. Kendrick Lamar made some Hebrew Israelite references upon his new album Damned, and so there's been a lot of talk about what he believes and what he doing and all of this and that, whatever. But the important thing, this is off of Hip Hop DX, as you can see. Special Report Brothers have done numerous videos on this thing. Well, this video really isn't about Kendrick Lamar in a sense of directed at Kendrick Lamar. This video is more so about what this action of him putting that on his album and getting this type of attention to it will do. Because it clearly says Black Israelites reference. And he never said that. He said, don't call me black. He never said he was a black Israelite. But they're going to use that to push in Black Lives Matters, and so on and so far, to push their agenda against the men of the Lord, and they're going to catch a lot of you jakes that are trying to wake up or just being exposed to this Hebrew Israelite thing and catch you up and call you terrorists and demonize you, so on and so forth. But look at the lingo of how the word, and it was funny is, I don't know if this was done on purpose by this narrator, some woman narrator on this video. I don't know if this was done on purpose, worded this way on purpose, but I caught it. And so I'm sure a lot of you brothers caught what they said and did on this, but either way, this just shows what how the whole world thinks about, thinks on this subject matter. So I'm gonna play the video, and then I'll make points when it does, and then bring some scripture out.
On every level, I personally feel it's bullshit and stupid to chalk up mass genocide, slavery, Jim Crow, the Mexican-American War, and countless other things to some kind of divine punishment.
Is Kendrick Lamar a black Israelite? What does that mean? For those who are out of the religious loop, black Israelites are a group of African Americans who believe they, alongside Latinos and Native Americans, are descendants of Jacob and the 12 lost tribes of Israel. Besides essentially taking elements from Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, black Israelites have been accused of promoting black supremacy and other forms of hatred. Just take a look at this clip from a recent episode of the Viceland series, Hate Thy Neighbor.
White man is a white man is a white man.
Now, what's funny is, I don't know if Johanna did that shit on purpose. The commanding general Johanna from ISUPK, which is not pushing the 100% truth over there. Same as IUIC and Nate, they're not pushing the 100% truth according to the scripture over there, in either one of those Israelite schools. But why would he allow himself being supposed to be in this truth for 30 years or whatever, how long he's been in it? He should be smart enough to know how to choose his words more purposefully to put. But first off, not only did he not put the truth out there, the important stuff, the mark of the beast, World War III, America being destroyed, so on and so forth, but he went with the same racial, cultural stigmas as the whole world already thinks. The white man is a white man is a white man. He's a devil, blah, 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 blah. Why don't you just call him an Edomite, man? Because y'all got holes in y'all doctrine. Y'all don't get it. And that's what they're looking for. They're going to pick those things out. And this video was excellent at pointing out the worst of you simple-minded, bird-brained Negroes out there, natives and Hispanics, or whoever you guys are, especially in these other Israelite camps that ain't got your shit together, man. Like ISUPK, IUIC, and so on and so forth. You know, you don't have your shit together to be able to decipher and be in the spirit to know that that they're gonna use this against you. So you played right into his hand. You know, that's why we know some of you guys sold out, man, because you played right into his hand. Whether it was monetary, but Esau got you, man. Satan got you over there. He's got you working this Israelite thing from out of his hand.
White supremacy is black supremacy.
Like
White
any
supremacy
oppression.
and black supremacy. Key words. I'm going to use those later. But look, they're at the damn gun range talking about black supremacy. This world was given unto to the so-called white man. You know, like it says in Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. You know, so if he's ruling the world right now, is he gonna want his white supremacy combated by black supremacy? No, he's not gonna want that to happen. He sees you using his blessing, which is the gun or the sword, the killing instrument, to combat him. That's his blessing. You guys are not spiritual enough to understand that as an Israelite, our blessing isn't Esau, but it isn't a carnal thing. It's a spiritual thing. It's fear and belief and faith in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, in the Most High God and His Son, that they're going to redeem us through this. Will it play out physically? Yes, it will play out physically. But that first faith and belief of that spiritual side has to be there first. That's why a lot of you guys are going to be the ones that get plucked off, man. Y'all going to be the ones that getting plucked off. When they really come, they going to get y'all. They going to come get y'all. In particularly, most of the men of the Lord are going to be safe. Some going to get caught up in that. Some going to even be killed in some of that as martyrs. But the difference is, here at Great Millstone, we ain't putting that bullshit out there, man, that we're black. We always dispelled. Anytime anybody brought up black about the Hebrew Israelites, we dispelled that off the top. We knew that wording and what they were going to do way back with Project Megiddo. You know, but these niggas, this fat nigga right here, always want to fit in, and he just seemed like a simple ass nigga, man. I never knew the guy, but just from watching any of his content, you see this dude is simple.
Any man. If I shove you every day, if every day you see me, I shove you, and I shove you, and I shove you, after a while, what are you gonna do? Shove back.
Good, they shoot AKs and shit.
Over the weekend, DX associate producer Gerald Garrett linked up with the Black Israelite congregation
Black
True Nation,
Israelite.
who have a temple in South Central and have been around since 1991. Attending their Friday night Sabbath, here's an interesting takeaway from their service, which was also available for stream on their YouTube channel.
There's even more coming in. The rapper is coming in right now. He didn't have to change in his mind, so he had a big thing out there in Compton. It was yesterday. He's, so it's blossoming, it's flourishing, it's growing all over.
The next day, Mr. Garrett met up with them during their outdoor service off Slauson and Western, where things got a bit heated before cooler heads prevailed in the clip.
Stars, planets ain't gonna help you uplift your people.
It's bullshit. Or many are deceived by their own vain opinion.
See, vain opinion. Look, you deceived by your vain opinion, bro. Yes. You know why? Because tell me how the stars gonna help your people get out of. Look, tell me how the stars gonna help your people get out of captivity right now. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Hold on. Go to the fruits of the spirit. I'm gonna show you. Listen. I'm gonna show you how Jesus. Are you gonna listen to me? Hell no.
Speaking with Yashamai and Iyakar Amath, they spoke about some of the work they've done in their local.
Blah, blah, blah with that. But the point was about the black supremacy, white supremacy. That was the main point. But you see how they're setting it up to retain white supremacy by acknowledging that you simple bird-brained Israelites is out there trying to big up black supremacy. They just put you right in the courtesy to General Yohana, and they flashed IUIC Nate's face, which Carl Duckworth, I don't know his Hebrew name, is supposed to be in IUIC out there in New York, I believe, ties into this thing. They're tying all you guys into this, and they just made you a black supremacist group right now, which that comes with a cultural stigma to it. Now let's go into a couple of these words. Let's start with black supremacy. Let's start with that. Now, when I Googled this, I did the voice theme black supremacy. It just popped up Wikipedia. When I did white supremacy, it read it back to me. That is on a small level, but that just goes to show you how this really works. It read it back to me. So we're going to go to Wikipedia, open that up, see what it says. Wikipedia.org. Black supremacy. So black supremacy, or black supremacism, anyway, is a racial supremacist belief that black people are superior. Now, what's funny is, now you're talking about black people, though. Who are these black people that we're supposed to be talking to? I've never seen a black person. I've seen a dark-spirited person. I've seen people a very, very dark brown, but black? No, that's a negative word thrown upon our people. That's the word black itself put upon Negroes and and whatever else. That's a form of supremacy within itself, of white supremacy within itself. Because if you're black, and his counterpart it has to be white. The counterpart to black is white, and then they call them white. But when you go into the definition of these words, now you have the table set. This is Esau's whole setup, man. You people fall into that. Anyway, it says is a racial supremacist belief that black people are superior to people of other racial backgrounds. The term has been used by the Southern Poverty Law Center, an American legal advocacy organization, to describe several fringe religious groups in the United States. What do you think those fringe religious groups really are? Let's go to this. Groups, I didn't even know this. Groups associated with black supremacist views. And look, this has no positive connotation to it, man. Right? Nuwabian Church of the Moors. Stupid. Anyway, it says fringe groups, but basically, look, here we go. Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, ICGJC. They were just out here in Vegas on the radio, bigging up women and putting that same black supremacist spirit out there on the news. That's what Comfy. They say they had a God sent comforter, Tazadakia, whatever his name is, from the old school, saying he's a God sent comforter. That's that group. But look, it says headquartered in New York, that was raided by the feds anyway, was described in 2008 by the SPLC as an American black supremacist sect and part of the growing black supremacist wing of the Hebrew Israelite movement. Look, wing of the Hebrew Israelite movement. Black supremacist wing of the Hebrew Israelite movement. So if anybody's smart in tactics, military background, if you have a rotten apple or a rotten corner, or let's say if you build, let's go into construction, you're building a house, right? And the wood on the base corner, the southeast corner, is messed up. What you gonna do? You're gonna tear up that whole southeast corner. You're not just gonna take the one piece of wood out of it. You're gonna tear that whole thing down and build it back strong. So they gonna take my point being, forget the sect of black supremacist Hebrew Israelites. They're gonna take out all the black Hebrew Israelites. That's the point of what they're gonna do. That's what they're setting this thing up to do. Look, this is right here on Wikipedia. Look, ICGJC. The ICGJC accepts the Old and New Testaments and the Apocrypha as inspired scripture, and has an apocalyptic view of the end of the world. ISUPK, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, universal already. It says based in the Upper Darby Township of Philadelphia. That they didn't even go into that. The nation of Yahweh, you people are set up. You people are ready to be destroyed. We don't care about you Nuwabian Moor. We don't care about that. Y'all gonna get scooped up in that too. That's already some BS, and that don't go back far enough to solve no problems. Egyptians and pyramids. Nobody cares about that trash. Nobody cares about that trash. So we're gonna go from there. Let's take a look at white supremacy. Let's see if white supremacy pops up. Let's see what pops up. It when I first voiced it, it read it back to me. That's how cold blooded that runs. It says the belief that white people are superior to those of all other races. This isn't the same. This isn't the same as especially the black race. Look, especially the black race, and should therefore dominate society. Let's go back and look at what it said for black supremacy real quick. Black supremacy. Let's go back to the top. That a racial supremacist belief that black people are superior to people of other racial backgrounds. That it didn't say especially the white race, that they should dominate society. But this is worse though, because when you finish watching that Hip Hop DX, it deems our people terrorists damn near. We're gonna be deemed as terrorists. When you go into Project Megiddo, which I didn't do, maybe I can do it right now if it'll let me. But if you Jakes would just go into like these words. Let me go back. Project Megiddo. It is right there. Megiddo. Let's click on it. By the FBI. Let's get down to the good part. Jericho Hoover Building, blah, blah, blah. Executives, all their info. Make sure that they sound accredited, blah, blah, blah. Okay, look. Says it right here, look. Released, Project Megiddo was a report researched and written by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation, U.S. FBI, under Director Louis Freeh. It says released on October 20th, 1999. Apostles and elders have been out there. The old school was already been open. The original ISUPK. It said at One West. It says the report named followers of white supremacy, Christian identity. This is all of you believers, so-called believers, white supremacy, the militia movements, whether that's what's the Black Panthers or white whatever they do, or any of you militia movements that's putting the military army together, shooting AK-47s at the gun range. Why would you shoot that at? It's not an accuracy gun. AK-47 is not a gun for accuracy, man. That's not what that's there for. You don't need to go to the gun range to shoot that. You look stupid shooting an AK-47 at a gun range. By the way, that's not an accuracy weapon. You spray the area and be done with it. Because it's not like you can control how many. You can't. A lot of you jakes don't know how to manipulate a weapon to make it shoot, accurately in small clusters. Anyway, it says Black Hebrew Israelites. Here we go again. And apocalyptic cults. The Nuwabians that believe in apocalyptic and UFOs and all of that. Now we believe in identifying flying objects that go into outer space. Yeah, we believe that. Those are the chariots of the Most High God. True enough. But when you go into all of this, look, they got everything as potential terrorists who might. What is this? Pre-crime from fucking I'm looking at his face. That movie Minority Report, man. Like pre-crime, who might become violent in reaction to the new millennium. Yeah, that was for 2000. But guess what? Now, that still applies today. They ain't forgot about this. They ain't forgot about y'all. That's why they keep saying Black Hebrew Israelites. White supremacy. They say that because you might become. Because those white supremacy guys are the same ones that's live free or die. I'm not talking about the state in particular, but they're the ones that resist the government control. Christian identity. That's anybody that believes in the Bible that calls himself a Christian. You know, so these things are put out there to entrap you and wrap you up. But it's so crazy how they put these things out there against you, and you worried about what Kendrick Lamar's talking about, if it's that or that. But you know, you missed the whole supremacy of what they're talking about. They're deeming you black supremacists, which is a negative term, but they don't say nothing about white privilege and white supremacy. They don't say nothing about that. We went into those definitions, like this one right here, white supremacy. Man, I want the belief, because not only white, you don't have to be a white supremacist to believe that. It says the belief that white people are superior to those of all other races, and a lot of our people have that white supremacist view. Negro, Latino, Native Americans had that white supremacist view, and it comes with that image of Cesare Borgia when they depicted him as so-called Jesus Christ. That goes with that whole white supremacy thing. It said especially the black race. Why did it say especially the black race? So if the black race has black supremacists, are they not going to combat each other? And should therefore dominate society. That's them staying in rulership. Now, I'm going to go to the images right quick. Let's see what images pop up under white supremacy. Oh, President Donald Trump. Okay. Look, redneck crackers on the right. Look, KKK in the middle. America first, America for whites. That sounds America first. That sounds pretty funny. Confederate flags. Yeah, look at this. He has blinded by racism, but he's in the suit. You guys got to pick up on those clues, man. These guys still keep that in their mind, even though they don't wear the Klan outfits no more. They're still in the back of their mind. Neo-Nazi stuff. Look at this stuff. Make America white again. Look. This is what popped up. When you pop all this up, it brings you right back to the Klan, man. And we all know what the Klan was all about. There was no mystery about what that was about, and what the history on what they did. You know, the history on what happened at that time. There's no mystery in that. Hey, you may have forgot, but there's no mystery. Now I'm gonna go into racist. You know, because that's what this is really about. Racist. It says a person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races. That's not what racist means. Or this is what it means. Or who believes that a particular race is superior to another. That's what it means. And when you imply that thought of it, then it implies the other part. That's the newspeak, a person who shows or feels discrimination or prejudice against people of other races. That's what it becomes. If you prefer your own race, because that's all it's really saying, when you prefer your own race, you're not going to prefer the other races. I like red wine. I prefer red wine to white wine. That don't mean I don't like white wine. That means I prefer red wine to it. But if I had to choose, I'm not going to choose the one I don't like. I'm not going to choose white wine because I like red wine. I prefer that. Right? But they got all kinds of synonyms: chauvinist, supremacist, bigot, racial bigot. Look, racialist, xenophobe. Look, it's crazy how they demonize these words. But they stand on these words when they live. It says adjectives. We want that. I'll read it. It says showing or feeling discrimination. Yeah, same thing. In adjective form. Racism. Now, let's go into some images. Just to do it, let's see it. Look at this shit. I didn't click on black, white, none of that. I just showed it. This nigga with KFC chicken, a basketball, gold chains, a little buckwheat bone in his head, eating watermelon. Look at this. Goddamn cartoon. Look, I'm not racist. My shadow is black. Look at this shit. Look at this. Black or white, KKK, right? Same shit. Look at this stuff. Look at this. Yeah. He said the only black guy on Breaking Bad sells fried chicken and meth. That's funny. That's pretty funny. This is crazy. Yeah, this is a trap. Crazy. But yeah, when you get into that, man, the images. Now, if I went into anything else, you know, Texas, Alabama, if I went into that, we ain't gonna go into that because we already know the history on that. But let's see, by the understanding of that definition, that prefers, it said, or who believes that a particular race is superior to another. Let's see what the scriptures say about that. I think I pulled it up. Yep, I had it pulled up right here. Deuteronomy chapter 7, start at verse 6. It says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee, to be a special people unto himself. A special people unto himself. First he said holy, meaning separate. A special people unto himself. He's showing ownership of those people. From the Heavenly Father shows ownership to a certain people above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Above the rest of the people. That's racist right there. That he's choosing his own race of people versus everybody else, man. Right there. Right there in the Bible. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to Romans 9 also. The brothers, I seen the brothers in here in Vegas went into this weekend. And I've been sitting on this, but I mean, the spirit is the spirit, you know, does what it does, man. Around 6. Yeah, and funny, the brother actually read this directly. Yeah, verse 11, it says, for the children not being not yet born, having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. Right? So he gets to choose who he wants to be better than everybody else or not. The Most High gets to choose. It said, as it is said unto her, it was said unto Rebecca, the elder shall serve it. And see, to answer the guy's question in that video at the Vegas camp, he said that unto him. I mean, he said the Most High had that said unto through the angel, said it to Rebecca. It wasn't said to Isaac. You know, it was said to Rebecca. You know, it says the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, in the book of Malachi. It said, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Yahweh forbid. The Most High God forbids, right? It says, for he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. He gets to choose, man. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. We jump down to another major point. Verse 19, thou wilt say unto me, why do ye yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, art thou that repliest against the Most High? Who are you to reply against the Most High God, right? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? And see, you guys don't understand that there's a purpose for all of this. And all Kendrick did was mention some basic low-level milk stuff in his album, and the world went crazy. Now it opened the door to black supremacy and white supremacy right then. Now, they're not talking about white supremacy because we all know, especially if you're so-called black or Hispanic or Native American, if you're anything but white, and even if you are white, you already know that that white supremacy is there. It's an air in America, especially on the planet. It's in the planet, but especially here in America, there's an air to it